And all to Zandvoort yet again, but this time it is our Tier 4 contingent, where they'll be getting their Season 18 Championship underway. I am your lead commentator, Carl Edens, also known as BitW365, yeah?
It's not showing me that you're live, it's saying upcoming.
Refresh it.
Oh, sorry, yeah, it is now.
As you've heard the other voice there, I'm not on my own, but let's give him a proper introduction, shall we? He is my teammate from last season. We are the Papaya McLaren teammates from last season, the Constructors champions in Tier 2. But most of all, he's the newest member of Tier 1, but most importantly, he is the reigning Tier 2 champion. It is none other than Lewis Carter, also known as C8 Lou. Good evening.
Good evening, sir. Thank you for that.
Thought I'll throw that in there because it's your accolade from last season, so you deserve that one.
It's the only time I'm going to win anything being in Tier 1 now.
So yeah, Zandvoort Tier 4. And it looks like our opening lap and our track guide will be on board with none other than the host of the lobby himself, the original bottle job, Mr. Connor Hardy. So we'll go on board with him. He's in Williams this season as he crosses the start-finish line, heading towards turn 1. Nice, tidy line. And then turn 2, you've got to be very careful here because it's easy to run the car wide. And then a corner that's seen many accidents over the years at turn 3. Then we're heading all the way to the sweeping curves to end sector 1. Nice steady lines by Connor. So many places at this track to lose the rear end, and this is one of them. I'm not very good with any of the corner names around here, and I've already lost count on the number of corners, but still going on, braking hard. GXD with a 10.7 to get the time underway, but we were on board with Connor at the time as he's coming to the end of his lap. The infamous banking last corner. Ooh, rear end looking a bit twitchy, and now it's straight to the line, and Connor starts off with an 11.027.
I think we've got Josh coming up to cross the line next, ending his lap.
As Josh, boy, 10.6 puts the Williams, puts GXD in a Williams sandwich. Nicola Lima, P4, 13.7, and then we've got Maverick in the Aston Martin. Isaac just goes second. Another one to do a 10.7 in the Racing Bull. As we have Smoggy.
Just had a warm-up lap, he's going again now.
Smoggy Ghost puts in 5th place with an 11.275. He is the lead Aston Martin at the moment. Ben with a really slow lap on wet tyres in the McLaren. He's a higher tier driver, so they have particular rules in place which we'll run through after qualifying. We'll jump
Magic went into P6 with a 12.7.
Yep, Sauber P6. It's still a Williams on pole with Josh Boy. As we're going to follow the Scarlet Ferrari of Nels, who I believe is a higher tier driver because he's tier 3 for this season.
Yep.
He's out on soft tyres, which is against the rules, so as long as he doesn't set a lap time on those tyres, he will not be in any trouble. Most of the others are in the pits. up to now. Isaac has left the session. Hopefully he can get back in.
You got Man's just coming to the end of his lap now.
Yeah, he bumps up. Yep. Improvement to an 11.7.
And then we've got Fire Joe Rooster, who's just on an out lap at the moment, just coming out of turn 3.
Yep.
And where's Brindle's just behind him as well. So
Nels has retired in the pit, so he's a high tier driver, so he's sitting this one out. So the high tier drivers do get to I'm gonna pronounce it as or C, or in the Haas is also retired in the pit lane, so that's 2 people sitting out. Airways also higher tier driver.
I believe he's a tier 3 reserve.
Well, he was racing in tier 3 earlier, so it could be the case, because tier 4, the higher tier allocations are obviously tier 3, tier 2 and tier 1. As we're gonna follow Fire J, also known as Jacob Jones, in the McLaren on his first flying lap. I believe he's been dropped from tier 3 to tier 4. It's the first time I've seen Mr. Jacob this slow down in MRC, because I'm used to seeing him in tier 3, tier 2 at one point, so obviously his time away has caused him to drop down the pecking order, so hopefully he can get back to where he was once before. Looks nice and tidy so far.
Yeah, I'm just on board with Brindle just ahead. He's used a lot of his ERS already coming to the end of Sector 2.
Yeah, he's the Ferrari that's just up the road from Fire J.
Yeah.
Both of them coming towards the end of the lap, so we'll drop to Brindle first, as he'll be the one to cross the line first. So where's he going to put his Ferrari? And Brindle cross the line, puts his Ferrari in P6. And Fire J put his McLaren into P8. So decent starts for both Brindle and Fire J at this stage, both in the top 10 as it stands at the moment. But looking at the drivers, I believe there's only 13 tier 4 drivers and the rest are higher tier. So we've got Ben, who's a higher tier, Cy higher tier, Nels, Vans and Airways.
GTS as well, he's a higher tier.
Oh yeah, GTS Drag King, yeah, he's tier 3 now as well. He's gone a 13.6 on intermediates, having a bit of fun. I notice Josh Boy is on another lap. He's gone purple in the first sector, looking to improve on his 10.6 to get a little closer to the 1 minute 9s. We've had 1 minute 8s in tier 1, we've had 1 minute 9s in tier 2, and I believe we had a few, well, I didn't see any of the times or whatnot for tier 3, but I believe it's probably in the 1.9s, 1.10s, so we'll see if Josh Boy can probably match that.
He's already beaten tier 3. I think tier 3 was a 10.7, but it rained within 2 minutes of starting, so...
fair enough.
I think
one decent as he's gone a 10.0, nearly into the 109s. Stellar lap from Josh Boy, stomping his authority at the front of the timing pages so far. So it's still Williams on pole position, as Isaac with a 0.2 improvement, but still 6th second in the Racing Bull. Got Connor in the second Williams, both Williams in the top 3 at the moment. Josh Boy on pole.
GXD's currently he's just under a 10.5 up through sector 1.
Yep, we've just jumped to the Alpine now in the middle part of the lap. Few cars up ahead. Hopefully, if he gets near them, they won't get in his way. There's an Aston and Sauber just up the road that are in close proximity to each other.
He's lost a little bit of time, 400 so.
Sauber stays out the way and off the line. He's a little bit too far back to have a cheeky distant tow from the Aston Martin. But either way, GXD to the line, stays P4.
Mounting that curb, is it turn 13, which loses you a lot of momentum?
The
penultimate corner,
12
I never
or...
know with numbers.
Yeah, 13 I believe. It's, yeah, because there's 14 corners around here at Zandvoort. Predominantly right-handers, with it being a clockwise circuit. So yeah, plenty of right-handers.
Your front left will get ruined round here.
Oh, it gets absolutely shredded round here. The front left tyres. Got a few more drivers coming out for second attempts. We've got Brindle on an outlap, Fire J on an outlap, Maverick on an outlap.
I can't actually remember from positions last year. Do we have an idea who's potential favourite for this tier this season? Because I think 3 got promoted from last season. You had Pepito, Connor, and Blurt all got promoted.
Yeah, you had the other Connor that went up as champion. I know that one.
I just thought Senna. He's still in this tier, I believe.
Yeah, but he's not in tonight. He was checked in, but he's not turned up. And I believe Senna's one will be one to watch this season, because when he made his Tier 4 debut, I believe it was around Spa last season, he took to Tier 4 by storm, because I believe he won. I think he won on debut in the week after, so I believe when Senna does turn up and does race, I believe he will be one to watch at the front, because he was consistently at the front when he eventually joined. Oh, Brindle getting very wide out the penultimate corner, bouncing over the curb, ended up going into the gravel. Ben's disqualified himself, so he starts at the back. Brindle bailing out of that one. Will follow Maverick, currently 10th on a 12.4. So he's just gone through turn 3. He's the only one on a flying lap right now, apart from Vans, who's a higher tier driver, who's done a 14.5. Nice and tidy for the Aston Martin.
Lurge just coming up to start a lap now.
Yeah, he's the lead Sauber. So yeah, he's just crossed the line. He's going through turn 1, but we'll stick with Maverick. He's 19 thousandths down in the middle sector, so he's a fraction slower than his best time. Hopefully he can eke a little bit out towards the end. I think he's backed out of it. Yes, he has, so we'll quickly jump to Blurred Magic.
It's almost 4 tenths up through Sector 1.
Yeah, he's through Sector 2 now. He's had a bit of a twitchy moment there in the Sauber. See what the difference is. Oh, gets a bit wide, gets a little bit of grass on the tyres. That's going to put a bit of dirt on them. He's still 1/10 up, but he's invalidated. I believe that's at turn 12. So unfortunately, even though he was a 10th up, he's invalidated before the end of the lap, so he'll be diving straight into the pits and wanting to get back out as quickly as possible. We have under 2 minutes 50 left to go. We'll jump to the Sauber of Nikolai Lima, who's coming to the end of Sector 1, and he is 6/10 up on his provisional lap. So looking to put the Haas further up the pecking order and hopefully get into that top 10. Track will be at its most grippiest at this stage, and it looks like he's backed out of it. So he's not happy with something. He was 6/10 up out of Sector 1. So I believe he's backing off and probably going again. But I've noticed our current pole sitter is on a final dash. So we join Josh Boy in Sector 1. He's been the benchmark all session. 10 thousandths up on his provisional pole time. Looking to get a little bit closer and possibly get into the 109s. The 19s. He's been setting the pace throughout this qualifying session. He's a 10th up, so he's looking to be in the high 9s if he keeps it all together out the 2 final corners. DRS open just at the end of the banking, goes to the line. And because he left it until after the banking to open his DRS, he lost all that time. So he stays on that 10.054, which is still pole position as it stands.
No improvement for Isaac. He went a bit deep into turn, which one is it, 10 and 11? Is it, or 11 and 12? The little chicane bit went onto the gravel.
I believe that's 11, 12, the little chicane before the final 2 corners. Connor has got out the way of a Sauber that's just gone through. I believe that's Vans, the higher tier. But we're going to stick with Connor. Hopefully he can get to the line before the flag drops. He's got 9 seconds. And he gets over the line with 4 seconds to spare. So this will be Connor's last attempt. He's P3 at the moment.
If he can improve, I'll be amazed if you've seen his ERS level.
Is it that low?
Yeah, he's 10%.
Ooh, yeah, he's not got much battery in that. GXD coming to the end of his lap. Can he disturb the Williams parade and put the Alpine ahead of the second Williams? He does not. He remains P4. Few more drivers remaining in the places they are.
Laird's currently just under 2.5 tenths off.
Yeah, I've got Lima coming to the end, but he's going into the pit, so he'll remain P10. So the only driver really to do anything is Blurred Magic. Runs to the line, but stays P9 with a 12.1. And Connor remains 3rd, so it's Josh Boy in the Williams on pole position for the first race of season 18. And it'll be Isaac on that front row. Around about 4 to 5 tenths separating the front 2. Connor will be pretty much smack bang behind his teammate on the grid in 3rd, but we'll run through the order when it's all on show. Once the screen goes from black and shows me the order, hopefully. Am I going to get the grid order? No. Game doesn't like me tonight. Unfortunately, I cannot run through the grid order, so I'll have to do it when they're on formation lap for all of you. Yeah, we didn't get to go through, so that'll be done during the formation lap. And it's looks like a bone dry start to this one for Tier 4, so everyone will be happy for that. Mentioning the higher tiers for the ruling for them, it's probably mentioned in other tiers at the time as well. Higher tier drivers can't qualify on the soft tyre. They must pit at the end of the first lap and pit under every further safety car during the race, as well as making one extra stop on the penultimate lap as well.
Yeah, I believe they're not allowed to use the soft tyres either during the race.
Yeah, soft tyres aren't allowed in the race either for the higher tier drivers, but I don't think we'll see many of the soft tyres in the race at all, because you mentioned how much the front left gets absolutely wrecked round here, and the soft tyres don't really last all that long if you don't look after them. You've got to really nurture them.
You're probably looking at 3, maybe 4 laps, really, so they're kind of a bit of a pointless tyre to run anyway, unless you're going to get maybe like a safety car right at the end and you can have a 3-lap shootout, then it'd be worth sticking on.
Yeah.
Any other reason, it's just a bit pointless.
One stop is doable, but you have to be very good at managing your tyres. It's not a long.
Get away with it.
It's not a long pit lane either.
14.
Yeah. A lot of people, I believe, I know I went for it. Some people played safe and did a 2-stop with the harder allocation. I know I went harder allocation.
Yeah, I think most circuits on this game favour the harder tyre.
Yeah, it's later games. The hard tyre seems to be the best race tyre overall at certain tracks. At one point, the hard tyre was the worst tyre of the lot, because the lack of grip and making them work. So the F1 games have come on quite a bit, where it was predominantly soft and medium tyres being used, and since Pirelli have changed the tyres over the years, making them less durable and a little bit softer, we're seeing more use of the harder tyres.
Yeah, I'm just having a look at. I've just got Race Director open. We've got a mixture at the moment of people between mediums and hards, it looks like.
Interesting.
And as I say that, one of the high-tier drivers has whacked on a pair of softs, so if you are listening, get them off.
I think they are allowed to use the softs. I'm not 100% sure.
I'm going to say no, only because of a race, I think, last season. A high-tier driver used them and...
Oh, yeah, I believe that was in Austria, wasn't it, I believe? And, he got told off for using soft tyres.
Although I'm not meant to use them, I can kind of see the point, because obviously the tyres will degrade that fast. He's not going to be a factor in the race.
I think that's why he did it mainly.
So I can see the point of why he did it, but admins still don't really like.
Yeah,
so they say stick to it.
Yeah, I can't see, especially for high tier drivers, I can't see the problem when they have to pit at the end of lap 1, so they can always bolt on a set of softs and just go round for the first lap, pit, and then take those softs off because they're not really being used then.
Yeah, that is a good point. But also the person that has done it, he is brand new to this league, so he probably doesn't know that rule, so
yeah,
you can let him off for that.
Yeah, whilst we're waiting on the interval between qualified and race, just some things around here. I mentioned that Zandvoort is a clockwise circuit made up of 14 turns. We have only 4 that go to the left, but we have 10 that goes to the right, so predominantly right-handers, which puts a lot of wear on that front left tyre, which will be the one that takes most of the load around here. It'll be 36 laps, which will be the 50% allocation around here, which adds to a total race distance travel of 95.252 miles. The track itself is only 2.646 miles, and the track is located 15 miles west of Amsterdam as we head on the formation lap. So we'll quickly get tyres up just to see what Mr. Carter was mentioning. We've got many people, quite a split between mediums and hards, and side there in the half starting on the soft tyre. Yeah, I'd say a 50-50 split looking at it between mediums and hards. You've got the top 5 on the medium tyre. Then the first hard runner is Brindle in P6, Smoggy Ghost on the mediums. Mans decided to start on the hard. Lima as well. Blurred in 9th, starting on the mediums. Maverick on the hards. Only KG on the hards. GTS on the hards. Vans on the mediums. Sai on the softs. Nels and Ben on the hards, and Airways, the one towards the back, on the mediums. So expect the medium tyre runners to get the better traction off the line, but expect their tyres to wear off a lot quicker than those on the hards, as Josh Boy brings them round to the grid. And he'll stop on his marks, but just overshoots it. So we'll get rid of the tyres and we'll get the position changer up so we can have a look how people are doing on the opening lap. As GTS has missed his parking spot, and so has Nikolai Lima. Now waiting for the 5 red lights, and there's 1, there's 2, 3, 4, and there's the 5th one, and it's lights out at Zandvoort. It's a great start from both Williams, but it's a brilliant start from GXD, who's going around the outside looking to do what Max Verstappen did. He's gone from 4th to 2nd in the opening corner. So Josh Boy leads. Smoggy Ghost has made a handful of places as well. He's up to 3rd now. But GXD already looking to pile the pressure on Josh Boy on this opening lap. Those two have...
Blaird's lost his front left end plate.
So there's been some contact in the middle. We have a yellow flag as well. That's Nikolai Lima dropping down the order. Looking very feisty amongst the this front two with Josh Boy and GXD. We'll get DRS on the next lap, because it's only 1 lap we have to wait for the DRS activated. Smoggy Ghost bringing that gap down to the front two, back down to under a second, and he's also dragging Connor along with him. So the top 4 already almost 2 seconds up the road from P5, which is Brindle. Brindle, the first of the hard tyre runners that started in that position. As we got plenty of pitters on the opening lap, so there's been possible...
It's all the higher tier drivers.
Yeah, Blurred Magic as well. You mentioned that he lost an M plate, so... On the opening lap, the biggest winner is Smoggy Ghost. He's up 4. The biggest loser, having to pit at the end of lap 1 because of slight damage to his front wing, is Blurred Magic. As we have GXD going down the inside of Josh Boy to take the lead, but Josh Boy will have DRS on the run down to the chicane, but he'll sit back behind the Alpine and wait for the DRS out of the banking. Hopefully he can get a nice toe to be able to have a look at a move down into turn 1. Front 4 in a race of their own. Smoggy Ghost, Connor with the fastest lap now at the end of that one. Ooh. Smoggy Ghost looking to brake a bit late and send the car around the outside. Slightly tighter line for Josh Boy compared to Smoggy Ghost through turn 3. Smoggy Ghost putting the Aston Martin on a slightly higher line through the bank turn 3.
Yeah, the favourable line probably is as low as possible, really, as GXD's just gone
he's gone very wide, so that's gave Josh Boy the lead again.
Yeah, if
filters
you get
back
curb, in. You've kind of got no hope of
because the bottom of the car just grinds across the top of it, and you've got no steering. As we have a virtual safety car on lap 3, which pretty much acts like a full course yellow in endurance racing.
That'll be because of Mr. Fire Rooster. He's lost his whole front wing. Josh Boy with the drive-through.
Oh yeah, he's gone over the... He must have not been watching his delta, because under a virtual safety car they have to stick to an allotted delta, as Isaac has disconnected again. He's currently P5, but that's gonna hurt Josh Boy at the start. He's gonna have to serve that as quickly as possible to get it out of the way. So
Nikolai's also got a drive-through as well.
So that's 2 people that have not been keeping an eye on the virtual safety car delta. But there are certain corners on this track, particularly like turn 3 for a big example, where the delta just plummets. As man with a drive-through as soon as we get going, so he's got a bit too eager. So we've got 3 drivers that'll have to serve drive-throughs, I'd preferably say, at the end of this lap. So we'll probably see Josh Boy dive in to get the drive-through served, get it done and early and out the way, and hopefully make up lost time afterwards. So that will promote...
He's back in the lobby, but he's not taking control of his car yet, still ghosted.
Hopefully he'll get control of that sooner rather than later. But yeah, GXD really on the back of Josh Boy, but Josh Boy peels into the pit lane to serve his drive-through, which gives GXD the lead of the race yet again. So GXD up to first, Smoggy Ghost up to second, and Connor now is the lead. Williams in third.
I think Man's coming in to serve his drive-through as well.
Yep, and I believe Nikolai Lima is as well. So all 3 of the drivers with drive-throughs have served them. Josh Boy has come out in P6 after his drive-through, so bit of work to do for him. Oh, we've got is that a virtual safety car again? Because I can't see a safety car on track, so it's just I'm getting caution in the top right. It's not saying virtual safety car or anything, so I wonder what's brought that one out, because that was quite quick to get a virtual again. As Fire J's retired in the pits.
He was missing his wing again.
So he must have... Evening to forget for Jacob Jones in the McLaren. But with these virtual safety cars, it helps the medium runners stretch those medium tyres out just that little bit more. So it makes the one stop a little bit more doable, with them not having to be full racing. Hopefully we get racing again. GXD has gone too early at turn 3 and now has to do what Josh Boy did a lap prior. So GXD will have to serve a drive-through now. Yet again, turn 3 with a delta, it just drops. The delta just goes from green to red so quickly because of the nature of the corner. And it's caught GXD out at the start of the green flag. As we have
just got through on Isaac. Isaac went a bit wide off the track.
Yeah, that's put all, but Brindle getting a bit of grass, which has allowed Isaac to get a bit closer. Brindle will start to feel the benefit of the hard tyre as his tyres come into play. Will GXD come into the pits on this lap? No, he decides to carry on. He's got 3 laps to serve that drive-through, so he's now got 2 laps left to serve it.
Yeah, I think the pit lane's is it about 18 seconds? Is it?
I'm not very good when it comes to that, and I forget to put it in my notes.
Because I think if he does serve it, he's going to come out in front of Josh. I believe he'll come out in P5.
I believe it's gonna be quite close between GXD and Josh Boy, but they're both on the same tyres and the same tyre life. But the top 3 on the medium, so they're going to start feeling the effects of those tyres, as it looks like Isaac is back ahead of Brindle's Ferrari. Got a scrap here for 2 higher tier drivers, 9th and 10th, Nels and GTS. Drag King getting dragged along, having a bit of a moment there behind Nels. As GXD is in to serve his drive-through. As
we'll jump. He's going to jump Josh Boy by some margin.
Yeah, he's going down the pit lane as It's Only KG is having a little look at Josh Boy as they go into turn 1. So, yeah, you said GXD will get ahead of Josh Boy after serving the drive-through. He was near enough in turn 2 before Josh Boy came out of turn 1. So now the battle for the lead is now between Smoggy Ghost and Connor. Aston Martin versus Williams, both Mercedes powered.
Smoggy Ghost has
he going right onto the gravel, which has allowed Connor to just swoop past and say thank you very much. Taking candy from a baby, so Connor leads in his Williams. And he's all because of the mistake from Smoggy Ghost. I believe Smoggy Ghost was, I think he just got DRS, unless he was using a lot of battery to close that gap up. But yeah, Connor leads from Smoggy Ghost now on lap 9. Josh Boy dropping back from It's Only KG, but staying within DRS, so he's getting pulled along quite nicely as GTS and Nels keep their battle going off, as GTS with DRS assistance has got past the Ferrari. Give a little bit of airtime to those further back. We've got a little scrap between Vans and Nikolai Lima, 15th and 16th. The Sauber goes to the inside. It's quite easy to defend on the outside for turn 1 here, so sometimes you don't mind having the car on the inside because you can hang it round the outside relatively fair, as long as the car on the inside gives you space if you're in the allocated area to be allowed racing room. But Van's ahead of the halves now. Connor, since getting past Moggy Ghost, has now opened the gap to 2.6 seconds. So Connor really stomping his authority now. Should be about 3 or 4 laps before we see probably some of the medium runners pitting, because we have had 1 or 2 laps under VSC.
Yeah, I'm just curious to see what people do with strategies. Like we said, will they favour the 1 stop, or will they try 2 stop and have fresher tyres throughout the stints?
Yeah, it was GXD on his recovery after serving his drive-through is all over the back of Brindle's Ferrari as we're coming to the end of sector 2. The Renault powered Alpine behind the Ferrari powered Ferrari. Oh, getting quite close to the back of the Ferrari, taking a slightly different line, but he's easily going to be able to. Oh, as Brindle's very wide at the banking, just keeps it out the wall, saving his front wing and car. That could have been quite a hefty bit of damage on the Ferrari if he didn't keep it out the barrier. Luckily he did, but it's allowed GXD to just swoop by on the inside of the banking. So that's GXD back up to P4.
Ben's just gone round the outside of Nikolai Lima.
Ben doing Ben things, even in Tier 4.
Yeah.
Apart from the battle for 9th and 10th, which is quite even scrap between GTS and Nels, and apart from the 2 Saubers being close together as well, the field is rather spread out. I mean, Connor's now got a 3-second lead out front, and the only cars really in a scrap at the moment, mind you, GTS is closing in Maverick, so it's going to be a 3-way scrap now for 8th, 9th and 10th. Maverick on the hard tyre compared to GTS and Nels on the mediums.
Yeah, GXD is literally on the brink of getting into Isaac's DRS as well.
Yeah, it's 1.2 between the Racing Bull and Alpine. He's now inside that 1 second window. Well, he's just dropped back out of it again, but he's not far off a striking range. And we've got, it's only KG on the back of Brindle as well. Ferrari versus Red Bull. How many times have we seen that over the years?
Yeah, GXD's firmly within DRS now.
Yeah, so we'll jump to that, because he'll have DRS down towards turns 11 and 12. The DRS zone between turns 10 and 11, you'd really use that as a setup to just get as close to the car in front as possible for the DRS zone out of at the banking, because the DRS zone is not really long enough, so you'd rather use it as a setup as GXD goes down the inside of the Racing Bull. So that's GXD back up to 3rd place on his recovery drive. His recovery drive has been a lot better than Josh Boy. Josh Boy's gone quiet, has started to get a quiet race now down in 7th since his drive through. But Connor has now got a 4.4 second lead. He's absolutely flying out front. Oh, we've got another virtual safety car.
Drag King spun on turn 3.
So GTS does a Lewis Hamilton, but he's only lost his front wing. He's still got all 4 tyres attached. Sorry, Lewis Hamilton fans, for that one. A few drivers taking advantage of the virtual safety car. We've got Vans, Blurred and Ben in from 14th, 15th and 16th.
It's a full safety car.
Oh, it is. I've just noticed the safety car on the map. I didn't see it to begin with.
Connor and them to the pits now then.
I think you can get away with the one stop from here, lap 13, 14. It'll be... What is it, about 2 laps behind the safety, 2 or 3 laps behind the safety car? Yeah. So yeah, hard tyres from here. You'll be able to go to the end from here on the hard tyres, as it's Isaac who's gonna take the lead because he's.
So I was gonna say the pitting from Smoggy Ghost he couldn't have been more perfect. I think if you tried again, I thought he was gonna speed into the pits.
What was he? Brakes on right at the last minute, trying to save as much time as possible.
He was literally speeding into the pits. I was thinking he's not getting it stopped, and he just got it stopped.
He must have a brick for a foot. Just stomping on that brake pedal. So yeah, Isaac decides to stay out. He is on the medium tyre, so I'm surprised he's not followed the likes of Connor and Smoggy Ghost in, who are now on the hard tyre behind the Aston Martin safety car.
I'm surprised by his decision, because although we've had a few laps under a virtual safety car, his tyre wear, his front and left has got to be around the 70% mark, so he'll be just getting dropped.
Yeah, it is a surprise that he's not pitted. He'll be a sitting duck at the start.
If he doesn't pit now, I'll be very surprised. I know he's going to lose.
He's going to lose a few, yeah.
It's better in the long run just to pit now.
If he pits, I believe he'll come out, but I believe either between Maverick and GTS or GTS and Airways as he is coming in.
Yeah, probably as you say, between Maverick and GTS he'll come out.
Yeah, so you're looking, we're guessing, sizing as well from P8.
Yeah, he's meant to pit anyway.
Yeah.
Tier 3 driver.
So yeah, Isaac on his way out of the pits, and he'll be coming out between Maverick and GTS. So he comes out in P8. So he'll be, because he's also pitted as well. Yes, he's got to catch up to the pack. His tyres will be in slightly better condition compared to those that pitted the lap before. So he's going to have a little bit of an advantage over the cars ahead. Plus they're going to be slightly warmer as well, but now he's caught up to the pack, those tyres will be starting to cool off. Although, because the nature of this Zandvoort track with the high-speed corners, it's not too difficult to get those hard tyres warm and switched on. They get switched on quite quickly because of the high-speed corners and the amount of temperature you put into them. The only thing is there's not that many heavy braking zones, but the high-speed corners definitely put a bit of temperature in the tyres.
Yeah.
Just have a little look at the YouTube. We've got 13 people watching.
It should be the last lap of the safety car, as Nikolai's is going to be catching on the straight, really.
We've got 5 likes so far, so we've got 13 people watching and 5 likes, so that's just under 50% of the people that are watching. So hopefully we can get some more likes before the end of this one to try and balance it out a little bit more. Lap 16 of 36. Connor leads behind the safety car. Started third. Pole sitter Josh Boy in the other Williams had a drive-through early in the race after not sticking to the virtual safety car delta. Served his drive-through. Now finds himself in P5. So hopefully Josh Boy can get up and support his teammates. So still big points. Possible points tally for Williams with both cars in the top 5 as the safety car is in. So now Connor will be de facto safety car, so it is now down to him to dictate when this race gets underway. The thousands of fans wearing orange, the amount of McLaren fans in that stand, as Lando Norris jokingly said at Zandvoort one year, it's nice to see all the McLaren fans out in force. I believe that was Austria actually, because you got all the Dutch fans in the orange, and jokingly said about all the McLaren fans. But Connor gets us underway again.
Yeah, Josh Boy has been caught napping a little bit, nearly a second.
Smoggy Ghost is already on the attack on the inside of turn 1. Connor trying to hold it. Oh, bit of contact, and nearly caught GXD. Connor trying to defend it.
Saved in there a little bit.
Yeah. The first contact almost sent the Aston Martin out of shape, and the second one from the Alpine definitely saved him, but Connor leads off the restart. Smoggy Ghost had a look into turn 1. Connor defending the outside. Slight contact between the two, and then contact as GXD went through, so which put Smoggy Ghost back, pointing the right direction. Connor and GXD almost opened up a second from Smoggy Ghost, but everyone's still close to each other as Ben's now moved up to P14. Josh Boy, as you say, bit of a lacking on the restarters, drop back from It's Only KG as GRS is now enabled again on lap 18. GXD looking for a look on the inside of turn 1, but not anywhere near able to make the move. There's a battle further back between the Williams and Josh Boy. Brindle had a look on the inside of turn 1, but the Ferrari stays put. Brindle
P13.
GTS is Vans is
turn 4.
As I believe that's a turn 3. So Vans is gone, and we've got a virtual safety car because of it. As Nikolai Lima is off track. No damage. But we are under virtual for a retirement for Vans on the exit of turn 3. So even in the virtual world, turn 3 is claiming victims. Everyone's got to be very careful of the delta in the 3rd sector, because at that chicane of 11 and 12, just like turn 3, the delta drops a significant amount. DRS is enabled as we've gone green again. So the battle between Connor and GXD gets back underway again. The two drivers 1.4 seconds ahead of Smoggy Ghost, who's got his rear mirrors full of Red Bull with It's Only KG. Josh Boy with his mirrors full of Scarlet Ferrari red, as Brindle on the medium tyres keeps the pressure on the Williams. We'll jump to the front as Connor's opened up 9/10 to GXD, but GXD with DRS closes that gap down a little bit. They've now opened the gap to 2 seconds, these two, over the Aston Martin and the gaggle of 4 behind. So Smoggy Ghost, It's Only KG, Josh Boy and Brindle, as GXD has DRS as they head down towards turn 1. You can see from the helicopter view the closing of the gap. Connor defends the inside, bit of contact as GXD, and again reminiscence of Carlos Sainz and Liam Lawson. I believe both get away with it though, so Connor keeps hold of the lead, forcing GXD around the long way.
Yeah. Isaac managed to hold Nels off from turn 1 to turn 3, so that was a good move for him.
Isaac holding off one of the higher tier drivers. Is we've got quite a queue behind the Racing Bull actually. You got the Ferrari of Nels, the McLaren of Ben having a little look on the inside of turn 10.
Yeah,
and then you
Ben's
got
probably just about to get Nels.
Yeah, he's on the inside of turn 11. Nels tried to brave it, braking a lot later, but trying to defend from Ben, but it must be difficult defending from somebody like Ben.
Yeah.
As we've got a change for the lead. GXD's gone down the inside of Connor at turn 1, so he was able to make the move stick this time. So Alpine now back ahead of Williams. Connor getting a slightly odd line compared to GXD that time, going a little bit deep into turn 3, which has allowed GXD to open up nearly a 1 second gap over Connor, and now he's going to come under pressure from It's Only KG, so he's going to have his mirrors full of Red Bull. As Ben, carving through the pack, is now up to battling away with Sai, McLaren and Aston Martin. But we're going to watch the battle for, I believe that's Ben going past 2 cars.
Yeah,
from the sounds of it.
Maverick was a bit slow coming out the corner and just went round him. Maverick's now gone deep into...
Yeah, we've got a yellow flag. That's, I believe that's Sai gathering it back up. Yeah. As It's Only KG has got past Connor before turn 1 with the aid of DRS. So Connor's now gone from first down to third. It's quite a solid race so far from Connor. Definitely a step up from what he was doing last season. Not as It's Only KG all over the back of GXD.
Just going back to last season, I think Connor missed quite a number of races, didn't
he?
So we didn't actually get to see what he was like.
But it's a positive showing from him so far. He's been battling amongst the front since the lights went out, and I believe he's led the most laps, as Maverick's got the first penalty for track limits. The first 3 seconds has been dished out, and it's only took 22 laps to do so. As It's Only KG getting right up behind, a bit of a twitch, the rear getting a bit loose on the banking. But the Red Bull scythes past the Alpine. Ben setting the fastest lap of a 1:11.513 as he makes the move up to P6. We'll drop back to the battle for P4, 5, 6 and 7, which is Josh Boy, Smoggy Ghost, Ben and Brindle. We have a yellow flag at the final sector. That is Airways.
I think he's just lost it a bit on the curb of the penultimate corner.
Yeah, it's bit of a trying to do a Lance Stroll probably, but keeping it out of the barriers. But
KG's broken the 1 second to GXD, so it gives Connor a chance now to get him on the pitch straight.
Puts GXD under pressure from the Williams. Got the helicopter view. It's 7 tenths between the two.
A little bit far back for that.
Yeah. Connor a bit too far back to make a move.
I think you need to probably be about 6 tenths or below to get the move done. Coming out the
banking. I believe 6 tenths is the magic number out of the banking for a possible run into turn 1, but it depends how much battery the car in front has saved as well.
Because Ben's going to go around the outside at turn 7, possibly. No, he's sitting behind.
Nah. The good thing about having been on track with the Tier 4 drivers is the Tier 4 drivers can learn from one of our top guys, because even if you're not watching them, just being on track with them and having a moment where you've either got them behind you or they're in front of you, you can just watch them, see what lines they're taking and what they're doing, and probably picking up 1 or 2 things. So you're always learning whether you're on or off track, as Ben is up to P4. Connor has dropped back from GXD, so the gap has opened up amongst the front 3. As we had an Aston Martin, a Smoggy Ghost, he's in the wall, but no safety car or virtual, as he lost it at the banking and went full front end into the barriers on the inside. So we've had
no safety car.
Yeah,
had our allotted. Because we've had a couple of virtuals and an
so what is it? About three virtuals and a full.
Yeah, but I think is the limit 5?
I believe it's 5. Yeah. So that could only be the possible reason, because that would have been an easy safety car if we had it. But Connor now back in striking zone of GXD, so these two go to war again over 2nd and 3rd. But as these two are
Connor's favour to get past, because Ben's going to be on them in about 3 corners.
Yeah, but knowing, I'm sure Connor and GXD will have sensible heads on them, because they'll see Ben coming up and they'll know Ben is significantly faster with being a higher tier driver, and they'll know he'll have to pit on the penultimate lap as well. So they may not even defend from him. I mean, there's no stopping them from defending from him, but the risk damaging their own race in the process, and with Connor wanting to stay within DRS of GXD, doesn't really want to be defending from Ben. So if Ben goes for a move on Connor, I believe Connor will just let it go, as Isaac has left the session again. Hopefully he gets back in. He's currently 7th.
I'm just wondering as well, just going back to Ben, I'm just wondering if he'll just sit behind him, because he thinks, obviously it's not his tier. As I say that, he's going past Connor. What I've just said.
He does what he wants. But as you see, Connor put no defence up because Ben had DRS on him, and he knows Ben's quicker. So sometimes a lower tier driver, the word of advice would be, if you've got a higher tier driver, as Isaac is back in again, if you're behind a higher tier driver and you can keep up with them after they've overtook you, use them. There's no stopping you from using them. Bit like, who was it at Monaco that utilised a quicker car in front? He was a lap down. I think it was. Was it Gilles Bianchi? Was it? I believe it was Gilles Bianchi that utilised people having to move out the way of. I believe it was. Can't remember who it was lapping the cars. I think it was Vettel or something. It was definitely Monaco, and he was picking places up whilst cars are lapped down. Oh, that's a big shunt, and that was Connor. He's lost it out the banking. He's gone straight into the pits for recovery, but that's really unfortunate. He was having such a solid race, but the rear end. No, the rear end must, from what I see, the rear end just went completely light. And then there was, once it goes, you're just a passenger. And it was literally just a spear into the wall, pretty much similar to what happened to Smoggy Ghost. But luckily, Connor didn't go in at an angle. Well, he did go into an angle, but not at a slight angle where it could... the suspension could hit the wall. He went in nose first, so it saved breaking any suspension, unlike unfortunate for Smoggy Ghost. So luckily Connor's allowed to keep going, but it's dropped him down to P7. And
he's got 8 laps left.
Yeah,
he'd do well to get back up to P6. Obviously Ben and KG have got a pit, so what's he on for? Possibly a P4 if he can catch up to
possibly Isaac. If he can close that gap down. He's got 9 seconds to Isaac, who's P6 in that Racing Bull. There's only... Oh, we've had contact between, I think that was Blurred Magic and Nikolai Lima in the middle sector. Yeah, so there was obvious contact between the two of them. Bit of a messy one. Blurred Magic's come out worse. And Maverick's there as well. He took advantage and got ahead of Nikolai Lima. As Blurred Magic's in the barrier as well now.
I think he got up on the curb and just sent him straight in.
Yeah, there was no avoiding it. So Blurred Magic out, hitting the barrier at the banking as Nikolai Lima gets back ahead of Maverick.
Connor has closed in 2 seconds to Isaac, so he is on for...
Yeah, he's probably got a fresh set of mediums on as well, so he's utilising the fresh rubber to close down the gap and also make up the time that he lost, having to make an extra stop. As we're watching the only two that are really in a scrap with each other, apart from Nels and GTS, who have really been in a fight amongst themselves pretty much all race, whether it's near the front, in the middle, or towards the back. But we have Sai on the back of Man now as well. Haas versus Red Bull. DRS is already going by the Red Bull halfway down the start-finish straight and also sets the fastest lap.
I know they're obviously high tiers, but Ben's got into KG's DRS now.
Yeah. Red Bull versus McLaren. It's like real life. Zandvoort from, I believe, 2 years ago, although the McLaren was significantly miles ahead of the Red Bull at the time, with Lando Norris and Max Verstappen that year in 2024, as Ben has pitted. So he's obviously doing one stop here, but he's still got to do an extra stop at the end of lap 35 as GXD taking a very tight line at turn 1, scrubbing the wall on the inside. As Brindle looks to be in as well.
Yes, set of mediums is put on.
Yeah, those mediums pitting under the safety car. Those mediums obviously not able to make it to the end of this one, so Brindle having to make the extra stop, but the fresh mediums will benefit him.
Yep, Connor's managed to jump him as well, so Connor could be looking at a podium after his...
If he can close... Closing down a car's one thing, but as we know with Zandvoort, because there's not many places to overtake, overtaking is a completely different kettle of fish.
Yeah.
Because the gap was, a few laps ago, was around 10 seconds. He's got the gap down to just under 4.
Yeah, Nikolai's just got past Maverick for P11. I think it was just after turn 1.
Yeah, those two battling over 11th and 12th. Because we've got 14 runners left, those that see the flaggers... Oh, he gets on the grass and he's in the gravel. Dipped a wheel on the grass, did Nikolai Lima, and then he's just a passenger as the car just slides into the gravel, and Maverick says, thank you very much, as he takes P11. And also with that, he's got a bit of a gap now to Nikolai Lima over that 3 seconds that Maverick is carrying. So as long as he can keep Maverick outside of that 3 seconds, he's looking relatively safe for 11th. But as I was saying, we've got 14 runners left, so all the drivers that see the flag will be getting points, because it's the top 15 that score points as long as you finish the race. So everyone will get points. As Nikolai Lima in for some fresh boots, he's probably going to chuck some softs on for the closing few laps. Just jumping up to see how Connor's doing. The gap's down to 2.7 now. Nearly down to a second.
Half a second in 2 corners there.
Yeah, Connor absolutely flying. Using that bit of anger under that helmet. Lucky to keep the car going. Could have easily have seen Connor taking a bath relatively early. But
yeah, obviously we've got Connor catching Isaac. Brindle was closing in on Connor as well, so
yeah,
we could be looking for a fight for the last podium.
Yeah, Brindle, I believe his mediums are at least a lap or 2 younger than Connor's, because I think he pitted a lap or 2 after, because he clearly knew that the mediums that he was on weren't going to make it to the end, so he's had to go for a second set of mediums. He's got Airways for company as he's closing down. So as Brindle's closing Connor down and Connor's closing Isaac down, Isaac's going to come under a little bit of pressure from a few drivers in these closing few laps. But I just want to give a quick mention to Josh Boy again, as we know he had a drive-through earlier on and dropped a few places, and he's been a bit quiet ever since. Because he's been a bit quiet and kept himself to himself, he now finds himself in a podium position after having the setback of a drive-through. So it's looking like it's turning up quite a positive outcome for Josh, despite starting on pole and getting the drive-through.
Yeah, Connor's now into Isaac's DRS.
Yeah, we can.
As well.
Yeah, just seeing that he's 6/10 behind the Racing Bull. I believe this will be for the final podium position, because as it stands, it'll be. Although I believe the higher tiers will probably stay out ahead of them after pitting on the penultimate lap, because it's nearly 20 seconds.
Yeah, they probably will, but obviously once the results get sorted afterwards, obviously they'll just get knocked down, so the points go. I don't think
they do get knocked down now. I think they stay where they finish. As Connor's making the move.
I do.
Connor has got past Isaac for P5. So that's now released Connor into clear air, and now he can close that gap down to his teammate, which is 19 seconds down to 18.9. So Connor has been unleashed. Airways ahead of Brindle. As Sai goes down the inside of Brindle, so Brindle's lost a... Oh, he's missing an end plate as well on that Ferrari, so he's had an incident somewhere.
Yeah, it looks like Isaac's missing an end plate as well.
Yeah, as... Oh, Ben's got speeding in the pit lane. That's a rare sight, but with It's Only KG and Ben pitting, has released GXD and Josh Boy into first and second. So all GXD has got to do is got 5.7 seconds to Josh Boy. He's just got to pretty much bring it home on this last lap round. So we're going to stick with GXD on his final lap, as it looks to be a win coming GXD's way in the opening round of season 18. Just don't start celebrating too early, because we've seen what happens when you do. Oh, gets a bit on the gravel. That's probably a little warning there, so he's got to be a bit careful, but he's only got 2 corners to go. GXD, just the banking left. And out the banking he comes, and GXD will take the win at Zandvoort and the opening round of season 18 for Tier 4. Josh Boy, despite starting on pole, finishes second. So a nice recovery for Josh Boy. It's Only KG will come third. Ben will be crossing the line fourth, but will drop behind Connor, so Connor takes P4 with Ben's 10 seconds. So big haul of points for Williams on the opening week of season 18. Brindle will get 6th. Man will come home in 7th. Airways P8. Sai will come over the line P9. Isaac, despite having a few disconnections, it looks like he's not in his car again, will come over the line and finish in P10. Maverick will take P11 with the 3 seconds, as GTS lets Nels through, so Nels looks to be going to be taking P12. And then it'll be GTS taking P13, and then Nikolai Lima, who finished a lap down, finishes 14th. So we'll run through the provisional order regarding stewarding later on. As there's GXD doing the griddy. This is not FIFA, mate. Change your celebration. But that's nice to see. British 1, 2, 3. You like to see it. Union Jack's flying high on the podium. So we'll run through just very quickly. GXD with the was race winner. Fastest lap went to Sai. Ben got driver of the day and most overtakes, and It's Only KG was the cleanest driver. So provisional finishing order for Tier 4's opening round of season 18. GXD takes the win. Josh Boy second. It's Only KG third. Connor fourth. Then Ben. Brindle P6. Man 7th. Airways 8th. Sai 9th. Isaac rounds out the top 10. Maverick 11th. Nels 12th. GTS 13th. The final finisher, Nikolai Lima, in 14th. And then we had the non-finishers of Blurred Magic, Smoggy Ghost, Vans, and Fire J Rooster. And that is before any stewarding decisions are made. I've already got my idea for driver of the day, because he too had a drive-through penalty and had to carve his way back through. I'm going to give my vote to our race winner GXD, because despite having the drive-through, he made his way back through to get in the position of the higher tier drivers having to pit on the penultimate lap, which gave him the race win. But he got himself in that position after having to serve a 10-second drive-through penalty. So I'm going to give my driver of the day vote to GXD on that one.
Yeah, I'd say it's probably between him and also Josh Boy, because obviously he also got and obviously to come back to P2 is a good result.
Yeah, that wraps up round 1 of season 18 for Tier 4. There is one more race still to go this week, and it'll be the Looney Boys, the Crazy Gang, Tier 0, the No Assist racers, going for one more race around Zandvoort before the week is up. And then next week, as of Monday, we'll be at the Temple of Speed, the home of, well, a lot of people say the home of Ferrari, which is Monza, which is going to be a very high-speed affair next week. So thank you for being alongside me tonight, my partner in crime from last season, Mr. C8 Lou.
Yeah, you've bumped me now for someone else.
Still the same colours though.
Still the same outcome as well. Papaya on top for Tier 2, isn't it?
Yep. As we know, Papaya always on top. So yep, stay tuned tomorrow when Tier 0 gets the racing week finished up at Zandvoort. So it is good night from myself and Mr. Lewis Carter.
Good night.